permutations. Now, under permutations, we're going to see how to arrange a number of objects in different ways of order. Let's take, for example, if we have n different objects, it is possible for us to arrange them in different orders of selection. Each different ordered arrangement is what we call permutation. But we have a formula that can guide us in solving permutation. That way, it becomes easier for us to know how many ways we can arrange an object. The formula is given as NPR equals to n factorial divide n minus r in bracket factorial. The n is the total number of different items, and the r is the number of items to be arranged. To help us understand this, let's look at question number one. In how many ways can five different books be arranged on a shelf? Now, let's try to understand the question. The question says there are five different books on the shelf. But now you want to arrange these five different books in different ways on the same shelf. So, how many ways can you arrange the five different books on the shelf? Now, to be able to help us solve this question, all we need to do is to apply the permutation formula. And the formula is NPR equal to n factorial divide in bracket n minus r close bracket factorial. So in this case, what is n? N is 5 because there are 5 different books, which is the total number of different items we have. But what is r? R, remember, is the number of items to be arranged. So how many items are we arranging in this question? We are still arranging the same number of the different books we have there, which is 5. So this question has R and N 5. If we apply the formula, this will be 5 factorial divide 5 minus 5 in bracket factorial. Now let's expand this. 5 factorial means 5 multiply 4 multiply 3 multiply 2 multiply 1, and 5 minus 5 is 0 factorial. 0 factorial is equal to 1. So all we need to multiply are what we have in the numerator. 5 times 4, 20, times 3, 60, times 2, 120 times 1 gives you 120. 0 factorial is 1, so the answer to this question is 120 ways. Now let's look at the second question. In how many ways can we arrange the letters A, B, C? Again, to solve this question, all I need to do is to apply the permutation formula, which is NPR equal to n factorial divide n minus r in bracket factorial. This will give you, okay, let's put the numbers into the n and the r. But first, how many letters do we have there? We have 3 letters, so that will be our value for n. N is 3. And then what's our r? Our r is also 3. The reason why, because that is the number of letters we're also going to arrange. In how many ways can we arrange the letters A, B, C? And since you have 3 letters there, then 3 would be the R, which is the number of items to be arranged. So in this case, we apply the formula 3p3, which is 3 factorial, 3 minus 3 factorial. This will give you 3 times 2 times 1, divide 0 factorial. And the answer to this question is 6. Now let's look at question number 3. How many 3-letter words can be formed using the letters from the word table? Table. Now, how do we solve this question? The same way we've been solving the others. Applying the formula, the permutation formula, NP equal to n factorial, and then you have n minus r factorial. Now, what's our n in this question? Now, remember what the n stands for, the total number of different items you have there, which is table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what is r? R is the number of items to be arranged. So in this case, what items are we arranging? The question says 3-letter words. How many of 3-letter words can be formed using the letters from the word table? So which means our R is equal to 3. So that is the number of items to be arranged from 5-letter word table. So this will be 5, 3, 5 factorial, divide 5, subtract 3 factorial. And this will give you 5, multiply 4, multiply 3, multiply 2, multiply 1, divide 2 factorial. If 2 factorial is the same thing as 2 multiply 1, so that this will cancel out, and then I'll be left with 5 multiply 4 multiply 3. And 5 times 4 is 20 times 3 x 60. That is the answer to the question. Question number 4. How many words can be created using 2 letters from the term love? Applying the permutation formula, NPR is equals to n factorial divide n minus r factorial. So the question is, what is our n? LOVE, 4 letters. What is our r? Remember how many words can be created using 2 letters from the term. So our r is 2. And this will give us 4, 2 equal to 4 factorial, 2 or 4 minus 2 in bracket factorial. So this will be 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 factorial. 4 minus 2, this will be 2 factorial. So the 2 factorial can cancel out the 2 factorial, and this will be 4 times 3, that gives you 12. Now let's look at this question, number 5. This question is a bit different from the previous question we'll be solving. It says, in how many ways can the letters of the word mathematics be arranged? If you look at the word mathematics, you discover that some of the letters appear more than once. Unlike the previous questions we've been solving, the previous questions we've solved, one letter appear or a letter appear once. But in this question, some of the letters appear more than one. So what do we do in a situation like this? Well, first and first, we're still going to apply the formula, which is n PR equal to n factorial divide n minus r factorial. But in this case, we have to be very careful. Let's get our n. Our n, as usual, is the total number of different items given. Now let's count. We'll have the letters in mathematics are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11. It doesn't really matter whether the letters appear are more than once. You count all of them when it comes to getting the total number of the different items. But now this is where we had to be very careful in getting our R. In this case, we look at the letters that appear more than once. The letters are M. And how many times did M appear in the word mathematics? It's 2. The next letter is A. How many A's do you have there? It's 2. The next one is T. How many T's do you have there? It's 2. Do you have another letter that appear or occur more than one? I guess that is all. So we have M twice, A twice, you have T twice. H is 1, E is 1, I is 1, C is 1, and X is 1. So that's it. So applying the formula of permutation, in this case, this will be 11. The R will be each of these numbers here for the letters that appear more than once. So it's going to be 11 factorial, divide, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. So the 2 factorials are coming from M is 2, A is 2, and T is 2. So that's what you have there. So this will be 11 multiply 10, multiply 9, multiply 8, multiply 7, 6, 5, and then you have 4, 3, and let's stop at 2 factorial. Divide 2 factorial, 2 multiply 1, 2 multiply 1. So this 2 multiply 1 is this 2 factorial, this 2 multiply 1 is this 2 factorial, but this 2 factorial, I left it that way so that I can easily cancel this out. And then with this, it's easier for me to cancel the others out. 2 times 2, it's 4. So when you cancel this 2 here, it automatically cancels as 4. So what are you left with? 11 multiply 10, multiply 9, multiply 8, multiply 7, multiply 6, multiply 5, and lastly, multiply 3. So if you multiply this, what will you get? Whatever you get is the answer to the question we have just solved. So you have an assignment question. In how many ways can the letters of the word Mississippi be arranged? Now solve this, put your answer in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and see you in the next class.